another thing. I always used to... Was it bad that I always manipulated people in my elementary school, depending on, like... I wanted everyone to pretend like they were dinosaurs, so I convinced everyone that they were dinosaurs living in the park next to the school.
Fuck.
And so I convinced them all that they were dinosaurs, so I was like the velociraptors, like, coming out to get us. And they used to believe it, and they would get scared. But they would play along with what I wanted for my reality. Another one was in 1st and 2nd grade, and this one wasn't that hard because everyone was still derpy magic shit back then. And so, like, I was like, oh yeah, there's dark, like, magicians, like, fucking everywhere. So I convinced them all because I wanted everyone to pretend like they were magicians. I didn't believe it as a kid. I just wanted them to believe it with me.
You're an awful person.
Worst one though was I convinced that the end of the world was coming. Remember, like, the creatures in
what's up?
Pokemon?
Samus. No, not Samus. Is it Samus? Metroid Prime.
Yeah,
the one where, like,
Metroid.
there's the
Damn it.
where, like, there's, like, the winter thing and those little creatures.
All those ones, the ones.
Yeah, I convinced a bunch of people that those were coming, and we, like, made, like, survival things, and, like, built a little fort in the woods and everything. It was only depending on what my mood was to, like, certain months. Not stupid. I was just really good at, like, making footprints. And
What? Oh my god. Wow.
I would be like, alright, I want to play something, but it's not fun if no one takes it seriously,
Where
so
are my toys?
Yeah.
Children, come here.
Come hither.
Come hit.
Alright, do you want to actually get back to the game and see if we can beat level 1?
I don't even know, like, how much are we supposed to go up to?
I don't know.
I just want to be fair that if we didn't count the points that you got at the beginning, you'd be getting crushed right now.
No. What do you mean the beginning? That was just manipulation.
I feel like it might be up to $1,000, but we'll see.
Damn it.
First to 1,000 wins, how's that?
Yeah, okay.
Button mash!
God damn it. God damn it!
Leave nothing to do! I'm just a puppy!
You don't look like you look.
So, alright, so let's discuss the
Alright.
possible
Oh,
alien
it was
invasions that could occur. over
Yep,
the
I
course.
called it, was grand. Possible alien invasions.
Possible, like, we have all the different, like, the ones, like, you have the War of the World ones where they're crushed by...
Oh, damn it.
Disease.
by disease, and then you have, like, the Independence Day where they're crushed by a virus, in other words, Windows 98 or 2000 stuff.
What? No.
No, it was Windows 95.
Windows 95. But
Was it a... No.
It was a virus. It's a computer virus that they inject into, like, future technology because no one understands how computers work because they think it's magic.
What was it? Independence Day?
Yeah.
Movie with Will Smith?
Yes.
That was a virus. Like how they got on the shield, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, it was. But how they blew it up was by flying a plane into it.
Yeah, but they couldn't...
But they only did that because
Because
the virus that, like, weakened, they shut
really?
off all their shields.
Oh.
That was
Yeah.
the thing. And then you had to aim for the certain things that come
And then
out.
Jeff Goldblum.
And then you
went
have, America! America! We, will have a new, day. And then soon the entire day will be filled with, children, and together we shall, unite the world.
No, Corey. You're not putting enough into it. Like,
I see what you mean, good. But then you also have Attack of the Martians, where it's
Mars Attacks.
Mars Attacks.
Oh, those were that was hilarious. That was better than
literally
Independence Day.
this is how they died. You played
played music.
but it wasn't all music. It was that.
Oh yeah, it was that one song.
It was like this opera, like someone like.
That's not opera. That's opera.
No, it was an opera song, and it was like just make their heads explode.
Yeah, they would literally in their heads. They just and then all of a sudden you see guts everywhere within their helmet.
That's weird.
Jacqueline Nicholson was president in that world. That was amazing.
Yeah, don't worry, we'll just talk to them. Yeah, they only massacred like 400 people. It was
all because of a friggin' dove too.
Yeah, doves are crazy animals that represent war. Sure, I don't.
No, see, the guy like when they were meeting the aliens and shit, they was like, "Come in peace." Then the guy like friggin' let off a dove, and the ambassador thought it was a friggin' it was coming at him, shoots it, and like incinerates it, and then friggin' alright, when you guys play, because I can't pay attention while I talk. And friggin' like started massacring the whole thing. It was hilarious. The movie was just.
I kind of go along with the
dodge the cannon.
There are two, like, but when it comes to like extraterrestrial life, I go along with like the two competing thoughts. Like there's the Stephen Hawking thought where like we should avoid other life because we'll find it's so advanced that to us it'll be like squashing ants, and so there'd be no point to find them because they wouldn't care about us. But the other part of me goes, if you find other intelligent life, even if it's slightly stupider than you, the fact that you just found other intelligent life would any like other species I feel would be interested in that. The only problem would be if we were the first intelligent life they encountered. If we were not the first intelligent life we encountered, then there might be a problem.
Like if there's like some like, you know, universal confederacy or something like that.
Yeah, but well, actually, if there was a universal confederacy, it probably ups our chances of surviving because they'd be like, no destroying certain intelligent life.
Yeah, like when you see all those TV shows, those movies where like somehow they have some like they all know about Earth, but they're waiting for us to mature to the age where we can find them.
There's a play
Let's see with starfighters, where they need our help.
Yeah, we've come to claim human souls because they're dumb enough to charge into battle. Anyway, why don't we just nuke the planets if they're filled with those bugs? Yeah.
They might be making nukes themselves!
Oh shit!
But
no, they said meteorites. But anyway, if it was like a galactic federation, then yes, I guess that's a third scenario possibility. But like, if they've already met intelligent life, they probably wouldn't give a shit. They'd be like, alright, we don't care anymore. It's all over the place. It's abundant. It's no more like, cool, we found. Like, I feel like they'd talk to you for a little bit and they'd be like, how much resources I got?
Yeah, right.
But what I wouldn't understand though is that if they've reached that level of thing where they haven't blown themselves up, why would they have become such like violent thing?
Yeah.
I mean, it's still the nature, but their energy, what would be the point in taking resources from Earth? They must clearly have developed a way to have an unbelievable to travel
interstellar, you know,
space travel.
Yeah.
They must have
they don't need coal.
really need. Yeah, they've gone past the oil and coal stages. Like they probably have like nuclear. Is it fission or fusion?
Fission.
Fission.
I mean, that's something that most probably other intelligent life definitely would figure out fission because, you know, atoms exist everywhere.
Right.
Obviously. But,
yeah, I
don't know about it. I mean, they could be used, they could find, you know, use other fossil fuels or whatever the heck they might have. Probably all depends, you know, what's on there. Sort of.
I wonder if it's more likely that other beings will not be these green little things we'll see here, and will actually at least closely resemble humans.
Well,
I mean, even if you come from that point of view where that random happenstance and we shouldn't exist kind of idea, then if they also follow that same they shouldn't exist kind of idea, then similar things should have been set in motion.
Well,
I mean, all has to do with like the temperature of the planet, how it cooled, and how it settled.
Green Lantern kind of had it. You know, it's an explanation, but it's still like, at least they try to explain it. It's like, well, evolution sort of takes on the same sort of course, I guess.
To offer the actual scientific evolutionary explanation, you find different branches of the evolutionary tree will go off in certain ways, where you find the same developments in how arms or legs or tail bones are made. But not just that, like there's certain patterns of genes, etc., that develop in similar ways. So you'll find plants that don't develop the same thing. They'll break off in different branches, and then they'll both on each one they'll develop towards the same sort of the same sort of adaptation or mutation, because it's the most adaptable. And they find that like not only at the beginning stages where we've gone back billions of years, but we also find that in modern stages where it develops totally different branches. Like they're not separate, they don't share common ancestors when it comes to that trait, but it has developed because certain things are.
So that would definitely apply to other things.
Yeah, so it's certain traits are desirable. The only thing is that we don't know how much, like we have like archaea.
DNA.
I believe it's called archaea.
The old bacteria.
The type of bacteria that survives in like boiling water, etc. We don't know if that's possible to develop more. I mean, it could. There is a likely chance that life is very much like similar to the only way that it has a well enough environment to develop is an Earth-like environment where it's stable temperature.
It's not too hot, not too.
But we've seen like the temperature over the course of over the course of the Earth has like gone dramatic. So it is a possibility that there could be like, dramatic types of species. I mean, intelligence could develop purely water-based, and then if it's purely water-based, the chances of it wanting to like sea travel, etc., I feel would become more unlikely.
They didn't even make it this time.
There's the competing thought that eventually.
Oh really?
There's the competing thought that eventually every species begins developing like technology, like we have, like computer, like settlements and stuff, and they all begin to merge. So the idea is that once you reach a certain point, is it possible that at one particular time that all species basically enter into like a matrix type state where they just live in the fantasy and they remain peaceful and their lives set out forever?
Oh, I did. Yeah. You and I. Yep. I don't know. But I feel like it's less likely that they. Although there is you could say that they would be here to kill us all because maybe they could harvest the carbon in our bodies or something like that. Like that could make sense. But I feel like it's more likely that they're out looking for for
understanding therapy,
maybe for more land
or no. I'd see maybe they're looking out more for like scientific like expenditures, like
what we'd be
expedient. Yeah. So but they'll do the same thing. They'll probably kill a bunch, classify them, be like, all right, here's examples, like zoos. That is a possibility. They won't just kill us, but they will treat us as like animals. Like, all right, here, these are the humans. Watch how their society develops. Like, there's always that general possibility.
Yeah. Do you? There's that whole line of thought though that humans have this, like even in Doctor Who they say it a lot, where humans have this like urge to find out what's there, and like it's always mentioned in that, and it's mentioned in a lot of things that. Obviously, we don't know what other races are like.
That's why.
It's the inquisitive, like nature, like the curiosity. But
that's
that's not just in humans, though. That's in any species that begins to develop intelligence. You find that in dolphins. You find that in other primates. It's just you even find that in dogs. I mean, my dog will open up like we have like shut the trash like door. It's like one of those that you pull out and stuff. He has like learned how to open that and like steal crust. Like if we put it in, he'll wait a couple minutes till we forget that what we just threw out. He'll sneak into the other room, pull it out, and all of a sudden you'll hear him like try to climb upstairs. So no, I that's sort of the fantasization because the Doctor has like he needs a reason why he treats humans special. But inquisitive nature is curiosity, and that's the only way intelligence works is by like, okay, what is this? Let me go figure it out. That's like a nature of it.
I mean, literally learning is how is
scientific.
Is how
it's curiosity being
is how anything survives really.
These beams are kind of figuring out.
Curiosity killed the cat, but it also sparked the fire that brought forth the modern age of revolution. So. Science wouldn't exist if it wasn't for curiosity, and Jim, we might have never found grapes if Jim hadn't been like, hey, you see those little juicy balls over there? Yeah? Do you mind eating them? Are they good? I don't know.
They look delicious.
You might as well just find out.